Hi, everyone. We're now into week 4 of our series on the Mass. The first week, we talked about what the Mass was. The second week, how do we enter into the presence of the King? The third week, last week, we talked about the liturgy of the Word. And this week, we're starting what's called the liturgy of the Eucharist. And it has to do today with setting the table. Don't you love it when you watch Downton Abbey or one of these great English type manners where they do meals where they measure everything just perfectly, where the plate is in just a certain way, right? And the glasses and the forks and so on and so forth. Well, none of us really do that now. I mean, so much of what we do is informal. Like, if I make lunch, I might slap some peanut butter and jelly on it. And then, and before I slop it down, right, I say, bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts. And we should do that no matter how fast we're eating. But again, you get the idea. This is a formal occasion. It can only be formal because this is an extremely awesome experience, right? So, it all starts out with the deacon bringing up the vessels, okay? That's just a paten, that's the plate, okay? And then the priestly host is on that. And then the chalice is brought up. The corporal is kind of like the tablecloth, and the purificators are like napkins. That's all set up, and then people from the congregation representing the whole will come up with the elements, it's called, which is the simple bread and the simple wine. It's very simple because it represents who we are, and it represents our whole life. Even though it's small, we're small, but we bring something simple to God who makes it big. That is a big part of the Mass. Also, the tithes come up. So, here, okay, I'm not asking for money. Aren't you glad? What I'm asking, though, and telling you is that if we're going to have a real complete experience, and we're coming for a king, we don't come with a crumpled dollar bill or something we don't feel. We have to give an offering that we feel. And the more we feel, the more of us is in it, the deeper and richer our experience of the Mass is going to be. You might wonder, well, why don't I get anything out of it? It's because you're not bringing anything into it. You got to bring in what you feel. And then you're in a good place. Okay, so having done that, then the table is being set with the elements, and there are very ancient Jewish prayers that go back to Jesus' disciple, even way before there. The priest will say, "Blessed are you, Lord God of all creation, for through your goodness we have received the bread we offer you, fruit of the earth, and work of human hands will become for us the bread of life." And then the same thing over the wine. What this is God's going to, through this prayer, set our minds to the fact that what little we bring, God is going to magnify into something that is eternal. The priest then is going to say, with humble spirit and contrite heart, may we accept it by you, O Lord, and may our sacrifice in your sight this day be pleasing to you, Lord God. He whispers this, okay, so this is some like quiet prayer of the priest. And then he goes to the lavabo, okay? The lavabo is a little dish of water where he washes his hands. In the temple, there was this laver, which is full of water for purification. Same thing here. Wash me, O Lord, from my iniquity and cleanse me from my sin. This is from the Psalms. And it is deeply significant because the priest is in persona Christi, but he's also a human being. He brings himself up to this altar, and it sets his mind to the task. And then there is the prayer that you say, which is, no, the prayer that the priest will say, "Pray, brother and sisters, that my sacrifice and yours may be acceptable to God, the Almighty Father." And then you have the response, "May the Lord accept," which you always say every week so well. Right. Okay. So this is the ritual for setting the table. And it is magnificent when you think about it. It really is. I love this. If we could only enter into this in a more deeper way. But again, we do that knowing what we're doing, bringing an offering that really, really is pleasing to God. And then we start moving our way next week into the Eucharistic prayers. Setting the table, very important. See you on Sunday. God bless.